This movie is presented by Tudo Hydro 1200, the timepiece of choice for band's tech cave diving team. Werger, John Cafaro, Jack Wiley, and Marek Novak.
Going to Song Hong and Big Bag. We're gonna do stage change there. 2 dives. Awesome. 3 dives. More than 2. This is the shop here. Speak to that guy. He'll tell us about the creatures that live in there and some defensive techniques in case they attack you.
Song Hong is a sinkhole located in Nakhon Si Thammarat province in southern Thailand. 2 ponds, one big and one small, make up the entranceways to what is being exposed as one of the deepest passageways in the world. The large lake is named Hong Yai, or Big Room, and is approximately 200 meters in diameter. Hong Lek, or Small Room, is situated only meters away and is separated by a narrow section of earth. The 2 ponds, which make up the main entrances of Song Hong, join together underground in 40 to 50 meters of fresh water. We are getting ready for the first dive of the day. Prior to this footage, we had successfully completed multi-stage cave training. This was in fact the first TDI stage cave diver course taught in Southeast Asia. During this dive, we had planned to complete a 45 meters deep complex circuit of the 40 meter survey line. Entering the water from the big pond, the divers begin by installing a primary reel and following the permanent guideline that starts at 6 meters. Descending down to the 20 meter survey line, we begin to enter hard overhead environment. The thermocline here consists of a murky layer of toxic hydrogen sulfide. The divers swiftly progress into the cave, past the 30 meter survey line, and approach the 40 meter junction. This is where team leader Werger marks the exit line with his cookie to prevent confusion upon their return. We are following the survey line at 40 to 45 meters depth. Exhaled bubbles from the divers cause minor silt disturbance as we pass. We pass the 40B1 junction and approach the 40C survey station. Communication between divers, constantly monitoring gas reserves and bottom time, is critical at this point. Any miscalculations at this depth and distance into overhead environments would not be forgiven. Only after hundreds of hours of experience and training can a diver execute dives at this level. Every member of the team has earned their position. Mastering buoyancy control, propulsion, and level-headedness under extreme pressure is only the start. As we reach the agreed limits for this dive, we signal to turn the dive. We start our way towards the exit. Establishing the correct route to the exit, we progress to the ascent line. Mandatory stage decompression stops are executed on the ascent to minimize the risks of gas bubble formation in the body tissues and decompression sickness. According to our dive plan that we generated prior to the dive, we conduct decompression at 3-meter intervals between 24 and 3 meters depth along the ascent. At 6 meters, we switch onto our shallow decompression gas of 100% oxygen to accelerate the nitrogen off-gassing. Here we are enjoying the natural beauty of Song Hong. Anyone just visiting the shallow waters would have no idea what lies beneath the karst limestone terrain. Extended decompression stops give us lots of time to relax and take shots. After the mandatory decompression is complete, we begin the final ascent to the surface. The next day, after a nutritious breakfast at the only place that serves scrambled eggs and toast, we venture into a nearby remote village in hopes of discovering a second entrance. We come across some local farmers on their way to the market. We're trying to ask for direction to what rumor has it is a second sinkhole called Talay Plum. Venturing through the rural rubber tree plantations seems to go on and on. We don't know what to look for, and neither do the locals. After locating the bigger lake, we approach a local home to ask permission to dive the site.
We'll send scouts.
Yeah.
If something happens to them, we'll have to delete this footage for sure.
Cave access and permission must be obtained by the local elders. The hospitality of the villagers in the area is quite helpful, and we proceed with our mission. Jack Wiley and John Cafero, both experienced cave divers and diving professionals, volunteered to scout out the lake, while the rest of the team awaits their findings, ready to act if any problems are encountered.
ปักปักอ๋อครับ
tầm trúng vậy nữa
อ๋อ
tầm trúng mà ta vũ á mình rôn á
อ๋อ
nó mình đừng đê
ครับ
After spending over an hour in the murky, shallow waters, the divers have not found anything promising. Deep silt and clay line in the lake bed, in some places, is just over 3 meters deep. The search will have to continue another day, or from the other direction. Tired after a long day in the tropical heat of Thailand, the divers return to their hotel. Mental preparation and focus are key ingredients to prepare for this type of diving. And after our cylinders are filled, camera and lighting equipment are checked and double-checked, we make our way over to Hong Lek to begin filming the famous Song Hong complex traverse.
Oh no. Entanglement what?
Entanglements.
Algae and warm water aquatic life make entering the small pond a challenge. We are leaving the peaceful surface lagoon and get ready for the adrenaline rush. We get into position and begin our descent along the permanent line. Maneuverability is key as we manage our route through rubble, trees, and the cave ceiling. The passageway winds downwards at a steep angle. Single file, we push deeper and deeper towards the 40-meter survey line and junction. Properly used complex navigational techniques such as jumps can guarantee a clear, defined route towards the exit. We are moving off the main survey line to explore an alternative route, venturing to deeper depths further into overhead.
All the crackheads, the critics, the cynics, and all my heroes at the methadone clinics. All you bastards at the IRS, for the crooked cops and the cluttered desks, for the shots of Jack and the caps of meth, half pints of love and the fists of stress, for the hookers all tricking out in Hollywood, and for my hoods of the world misunderstood. I said it's all good and it's all in fun. Then get in the pit and try to love someone.
Very little traffic in this area leaves a virtually silt-free line. This area is rarely visited. We are approaching the limits for the amount of gas we are carrying. If we were to go any further, we might not have enough gas to safely exit should a problem occur. It's time to go home. Just as visibility was getting spectacular. We're keeping a fast pace to stay on schedule. After the ceiling was disturbed during the push, rock, sediment, and silt snowed down on us. This cave is unlike anything else. There is no bottom, only a vast emptiness below us. Returning to the jump, precision is the key. You don't want to drop anything here. It's a very long way down. In places like this, you need to be very gentle with all the permanent lines. In most caves, the guideline is always below you. Here, the divers have no choice but to swim under the guidelines. Entanglement, as well as damaging the guideline itself, is very risky. We have to exercise extreme caution. In case of ceiling collapse or broken guideline, you must know your route out with your eyes closed. Heavily burdened by the necessary technical equipment and camera gear, we work our way toward our exit in the main chamber. Approaching this junction, you can see the previous attempts at deep exploration in the 100-meter range. Exploration lines laid years ago are sometimes sketchy at best. We are nearing completion of the traverse and making our way to the ascent point. We are approaching the warning sign from the opposite entrance. This is not a place for amateurs. Moving up through our decompression from 24 meters and up, we finally arrive to 9 meters to recover our previously staged decompression gases. The shallow, rarely clear water feels surreal compared to where we just came from. Bubbles seeping through the ground from the depths below emerge and remind us where we have been. We have been on the road now for 11 days, training, diving, and exploring. Our time is up. We pack up our equipment and we are ready to hit the road.